Okay guys, today we're going to go over and assemble my new Certiflat welding fixture table and tell you why I decided to get it. Okay, so as you've seen, I've got kind of a small little shop here. It's only 15 feet by 20 feet. So space is gold in this shop. And currently for my welding setup, I've had this little chunk of 3/16 sheet metal over top of my welder. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to work in the corner here. Things get messy. And if you have a larger something, you can't get all the way around it. So I've actually been doing more fab work on this little cart that I can bring out into the middle of the shop here. But the pain in the butt with this is all I have is a chunk of plywood that goes on top. So you got to make sure your ground is on your material and it's not necessarily flat, and it just kind of causes some havoc. So my goal in this is I ordered my Certiflat table. It's right here. We're going to be assembling and welding together and going over how to do that. This is the 2x4 setup. So right now, if I get rid of this, I'll mainly be using it in the center of the shop for fabrication. But if I need to pull a car in, once I clean all my junk out, 2x4 feet will, if I remove this and get rid of this, I can fit it right here in this corner right beside the plasma table. So first initial thoughts, I really like it. This is the 2x4 kit. It comes with 16mm or 5/8 holes on 2-inch center everywhere. It's the fab block, so they have the fab table and the fab block. The fab block has 6-inch sides. Fab table only has, I think they're 3-inch sides. So you have a little more versatility with adding wings to it, making it wider, and it's just a sturdier setup. This one I got is 1/4-inch. Mild steel. It's all laser cut, so they're putting less heat into it, and so the intention is that it'll stay flatter with less heat going into it. I thought about building my own, but with the plasma cutter it's going to put a lot more heat into it, and then also I only have a 2x2 foot bed currently with this guy, so this is a 2x4 foot table, and that'll serve me a little bit better. Okay, so what I did here was I went to the store and I bought some U-bolts and some all thread, and took and ran the U-bolts through the plate and around, and just strapped down almost every one of these. Some of these I left, but our crown was mainly in the center, so I wanted to pull that center tight up against there, and the rest, the seams look like they're sitting pretty flat. And then I ran this all thread, 2 of them from each end, so that these sides are nice and tight. And then the top side, I'm just gonna use these clamps. I won't be able to, I'll have to tack in place and then weld it, because these are wood clamps. Don't want to melt them up, but this will work, so I can just put a couple tacks in place to hold it together, and we'll flip it over. And these tables are made so that you only weld them in these little puzzle pieced areas, so you're not going to put too much heat into the table. So we're going to get started with that. Okay, so we got this thing about 3/4 the way welded up. You can see all the clamps that I got in, well, not clamps, sorry, U-bolts. And I don't know if you can tell from the time lapse, but I just tacked everything together in every spot ahead of time, and then I went through and welded it just to try to help minimize the warping. So we're gonna flip this guy over, pull the bolts out, and then we're gonna build a stand for it. So okay, and skip ahead a couple weeks later here. This thing's been sitting on the cart and I've been using it like crazy, but I really need to get the legs on it. So I went and drew up some brackets here, cut them out on the plasma cutter. These are going to go actually on the bottom. I was just seeing if they would fit properly. I offset my where my tube will recess into it, so I don't have to measure it. It'll just drop in there, I can weld it, and I offset it to the corner so that I get my legs as far out, I guess, the best stability advantage I can there. I decided not to buy their rack just because I think they want, don't quote me on this, but I think it was just under $200 for the stand, and it's something that I had the square tubing, all I needed was casters, and I figured I might as well just build that myself, save a little bit of money. So on Amazon I went and bought these casters. They're 4-inch polyurethane wheels, ball bearings with locks, super good quality. I think it was like 30 bucks for the set of 4 of them. They're rated for like 1,500 pounds each, so they should be plenty burly for whatever I stick on this table, and I'll put a link to those in the description. But we're going to cut out some caster plates for these guys and start building our rack. So So overall, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Got everything welded up. I went over the top of it with some Scotch-Brite. I laid a straight edge on it, and we're within, from corner to corner, it's within about 10 thousandths. So that is plenty flat for anything that I'm going to be doing. It's totally up to you, whether you buy their rack or you build yours, whether you have the time or resources. Either way, I ended up going and putting a shelf in this because there's some stuff that I'm going to be doing to it down the road, so subscribe for some videos of that coming on. We got some casters, got these guys all welded up, and super pleased, super excited to have this addition to the shop. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, please leave a like, and if you want to check one of these tables out, there'll be a link in the description for that as well. Also, if you want to see stuff in between videos, follow me at AM Customs on Instagram, and we will see you guys later. Go build something.